Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sad because Dom's not here because we're doing this at 4 o'clock and we actually have lives during the summer. So we'll probably have to do it like later at night this summer at most of the times. But yes, we are back on Zoom shows. Which Alex, this is crazy because this is gonna be the last full summer before we go back that we have to worry about Zoom shows because we don't know what we're gonna do after we graduate. So it's gonna be a bunch of Zoom shows this time next year. So well, we've been discussing it of what's gonna happen after we graduate. We kind of have an idea, but we don't have a foolproof plan yet. So
no, yeah, we definitely haven't figured out all the details yet.
Yeah, that'll be to be determined. But Caden's back on the show.
Yes, sir.
So I'm a man of my word. I told Caden because this is the first time he's on Tailgate Talks and not Borough Tailgate Talks. Caden, last time you were on the show, Kenny Pickett was still a Steeler. Right now, he is not. Everybody knows what happened. I've shared my opinion. I'm done talking about it. Alex has shared his opinion. He is definitely done talking about it. My opinion is that I want him to be happy, but he's not my quarterback anymore. It's Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. But this is going to be your one opportunity on the show to talk about it because you're the one guy that I am allowing to talk about it one more time on the show. After that, unless something big happens, we're done. So, Caden, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
I'm just real quick. I'm gonna get some Sour Patch Kids and let bro cook.
All right, bet. I'm gonna look on ESPN about some stuff.
So it'll be quick, but no, I never forget I was coming home from Florida the day. I was in the car and I saw that and I threw my phone at the dash. The situation pisses me off. I don't want to get into details about the situation or what happened, but if we're going off of past years, Jalen Hurts will get hurt. He'll get chances to go in. I think if he takes his opportunities and plays well, you never know what can happen. This could be a Nick Foles moment. You never know. My other thought on this, the main thing is, I'm a Steelers fan before a Kenny Pickett fan. I'm pissed off about it, but I do like Kenny Pickett. I think if they have a year like last year, and Nick Sirianni almost thought he was going to get fired because of the way they played last year, if they get another rut like that and they need things to change and a fresh quarterback, he might get brought in. You never know. I think if he is in a new environment around good coaching, good players, and good people, he can go in there and show what he can really do. So overall, I just, like you said, Mikey, I hope he's happy. Always gonna root for him no matter what team he's on. So I'm not gonna cook too much, so I'm gonna let it be at that.
The only problem about your comment about good coaching is that Nick Sirianni is the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. So
it's extremely true.
First and foremost, obviously, if Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt, he's not going to see the field. But if he does, he's the backup quarterback for a reason. So we'll see. But like I said, I'm done talking about it. I love Kenny. I want him to be happy. But bottom line is that the environment was not for him. And trying to fill Big Ben's shoes is hard. Whoever they were going to draft, and yeah, okay, they drafted him because he went to Pitt. But anybody, if you would have drafted Sam Howell, whatever, following Big Ben's shoes is hard, unless you were already a made name.
Nobody was doing anything behind that O-line with that offensive coordinator in that environment. It just wasn't going to happen. I'm not saying he was perfect, but
so here's the thing. I think the only guy, if you look back at like the news, like back before they drafted Kenny, the only guy that would have had a bigger chance to fill Ben's shoes would have been Russell Wilson.
Possibly because of the experience.
At the time. Could it be too late now? Maybe. Is it not too late? I don't know. You don't know how he's going to do under the Arthur Smith's offense. You don't know.
Steelers country. Let's ride.
Here's the thing. I'm excited to see what Russell Wilson does. I'm very excited. Do I want Justin Fields to play? Maybe a little bit, but I let Russ cook.
Just a real quick hot take. Justin Fields.
Let Russ
Justin
cook.
Unless Russell Wilson goes 6-0, Justin Fields will be the starter by week 6. That's the plan.
Alex, would you say week 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could be completely wrong. I'm just putting in my opinion. They're going to start Russ. How can you not start Russ?
Yeah, he's
But
gonna get the starting job no matter what, even if Kenny was still there.
I think regardless of how, unless
yet.
he goes undefeated, Justin Fields will be playing early.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what happens. I'm excited to see because I'm actually because I told Alex, I told you this. Did I love it when the Steelers drafted Kenny? Duh. But I actually wanted Russell Wilson first. Back after Ben retired, I actually wanted Russell Wilson first. Is a fun fact. So anybody that thinks I'm always on Kenny or whatever, guess what? Cry. But I wanted Russ. But I'm excited to see what Russell Wilson does. We're seeing Russell Wilson in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. I mean,
So
love him or hate him. Love him or hate him.
This is my take on all that. I did think from the beginning that if they weren't going, because Mason Rudolph never seemed like he was going. He seemed like he was going to be a career backup. They didn't treat him like he was going to be the successor to Ben.
Yeah.
So I thought if they weren't going to draft a guy while Ben was still there for Ben to mentor him, then it would have been a lot better for them to bring in a veteran quarterback either through free agency or trade. I thought that letting Ben play until he retired and then trying to draft a new quarterback was a really dumb idea in the first place.
That was definitely a problem.
So I think that's the biggest problem, because that's why I wanted. There's two ways to do it. You either let your young guy develop behind your experienced veteran, or you go from veteran to veteran. I didn't think that it would make sense for them to let Ben retire and then bring in a rookie.
Because at the time, you could call Mitch Trubisky a quote-unquote veteran, but sitting Kenny behind Mitch, that was ridiculous.
A good veteran.
No.
Well, I mean, didn't I say it this one time? It would have been nicer if Ben would have stayed one more year, and then draft Kenny. Maybe we'd be talking about something. Maybe we would still be talking about Kenny right now as a Steeler. You never know. Bottom line, it's over. Since we're sticking on the NFL, I said let's just go right into more NFL draft depth. I have NFL pulled up in case if there's like any separate news that we don't forget. So give me a second. Caden, what did you think about the first round pick for the Steelers this year?
I loved it. It wasn't a flashy pick, but we needed it. We didn't get any picks. What did the guy say? We get Steelers didn't get any sexy picks this year, but it was all picks that we needed.
Yeah.
So really the only top headlines for the NFL, JJ Watt said I would return to the Texans if they absolutely need it. Jordan Travis sees himself as Aaron Rodgers' successor. Alex, what do you think about that?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys have talked about this yet. But if we point out the elephant in the room with the Falcons, I don't know what that was.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second. The Dolphins also signed OBJ to a 1-year contract. So
I saw that.
There's that. Yeah.
Receiver 3.
Yeah.
We talked about it at length.
Yeah, I didn't want to go too deep into it because I figured you guys talked about it. But what was that? What was that?
We did. Are the GM and owner still not on talking terms?
I don't believe so.
I don't even know. Because okay, so whatever. If Kirk is if Kirk's there for only 3-4 years or whatever, how old is Michael Penix? Yeah, tops. How old is Michael Penix going to be anyway?
He's going on 24.
I get it to the extent where people are like, well, what if Kirk gets hurt? He's a liability. But you don't use a first round draft pick on a quarterback like that.
Not a top 10 one.
They could have, for one, they could have kept, do they still have Ritter?
No.
Okay, either way, they could have picked up Joe Milton from Tennessee. They could have picked up Spencer Rattler. They were all still there in the third round? And you just gave Kirk $180 million guaranteed.
Crazy.
Didn't tell him about it. It's a very similar situation to the, not going to say the name because we're done talking about it, Steelers and that quarterback. But
So yeah, Kirk Cousins, the main reason Kirk Cousins left Minnesota was because they told him that they were planning on drafting a new quarterback.
yeah.
And then the Falcons drafted a quarterback in the top 10 immediately after paying him, and they didn't tell him about it at all.
Which in my mind is messed up.
Yeah.
And people were saying, "Oh, stop crying. You're getting 100 million." But he wants to play football. It's not about the 100. He already has money. He's going to get money. It doesn't matter where he goes. He's going to get
He's
money.
already like one of the highest paid players in NFL history.
Exactly.
I'm trying to see who would have, if they would have passed on, which they should have, if the Falcons would have passed on Michael Penix, they probably could have gone with Roman Dunze.
They could have. Or
That's what
Chop
I'm saying.
Robinson. I thought it was going to be Dallas Turner or Chop Robinson, one of the edge rushers.
I think
all the defensive players were still on the board.
That's what I said. They let the Bears get two very good picks in the first round, extremely good picks. I'm not going to talk about Caleb, him. I don't like him, but Odunze was good.
I think the Vikings were going to take JJ no matter what.
No
The
doubt.
Broncos. Do you think the Broncos would have went with Michael Penix over Bo Nix if he was still there?
Yes.
And then do you think Bo Nix would have went to Las Vegas instead of
Yes.
Brock Bowers going to Las Vegas?
Yes.
Then question is where would have Brock Bowers went is my question.
What was the draft order?
So obviously Bears, Commanders, Patriots, Cardinals, Chargers, Giants, Titans, Falcons, Bears, Vikings, Jets, Broncos, Raiders, Saints, Colts, Seahawks, Vikings, Bengals, Rams, Steelers, Dolphins, Eagles, Jaguars, Lions, Packers, Bucks, Cardinals,
He might have
Chiefs,
gone
Cowboys.
to. He might have gone to like Seattle, or he might have fallen to Cincinnati at 18. Actually.
Ooh, Brock Bowers, Cincinnati. Ooh, that's. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just crazy. But I think the Steelers still had the best draft, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm a Steelers fan, but I think they filled the holes they needed. And we talked about Roman Wilson last week. But
See,
yeah,
with me, it's more people talk about like even the last 2 years the Steelers have gotten an A+ grade on the drafts. I think that's deserved only because it's the picks that we needed. But there's other teams that I feel like had better drafts, if that makes sense. Like game-changing players. Like I don't think we drafted anybody that's going to
I
completely.
think Philly and Chicago probably did.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like flashy picks that will genuinely change the way that team plays. The Steelers didn't draft anybody that I think is gonna make us go to the Super Bowl. We could, but I'm saying they're just what we needed.
Now, a lot of teams got better in this draft. We got better. The Eagles got better. The Bears got way better. The Chargers got better. Cardinals got better. Colts got better.
Did we deserve an A grade? Yes, because we got good picks and we got what we needed, but it wasn't anything that I think is could drastically change us.
no, it's the same Steelers thing. Obviously, the whole 9-8, 10-7. So it's a wait and see.
What I would say when I say change us, not this year. The Bears can definitely change right now. We have a great team, but our good players that we drafted give us 2 or 3 years till they get some experience, then we'll be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the past two Steelers drafts have been really the main reason the past two Steelers drafts have been graded so highly is because of quality of player relative to position that they drafted them at.
Yes.
Joey Porter falling down to 32 was completely unexpected. Getting up to get Brock
Jones for Chase Claypool, pretty much.
This year getting Fontenot at 20 is crazy. I didn't think he was going to be there.
No.
Zach Frazier at 51 was unbelievable. He's been a consensus first-round pick by most people for like 2 years now.
Exactly.
Roman Wilson was a great value pick. That's the thing about the Steelers is the value of the picks is always just so high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just crazy. So next, where do we want to go? The NBA playoffs have just been crazy.
Dude, Minnesota. I'm rooting for Minnesota.
No, here's the thing. I'm rooting for. We interviewed the Alex. I mean, we interviewed the Cavs PA announcer, so we got to root for the Cavs. We have to. And we had to. And then we can have Sean back on. We can talk about them winning the championship. That'd be crazy. But yeah, last night the Cavs did win their series against the Magic. So this is the conference semifinals. The Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Let's see what Luka can do. I have a feeling that at least either this year or the years to come, it's coming to the point where it's time for Luka to get one of these.
I will always root for Luka. I think he's a great player. He's
I think
consistent.
It's getting time. The Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Denver Nuggets.
I'm not gonna lie, kind of a great matchup this year.
The Timberwolves are hot right now. I'm not gonna lie, the Timberwolves, but I would not be surprised if the Denver Nuggets pull it out.
No.
Then looking at it, the Boston Celtics taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm rooting for the Cavs. Do I think for sure they're going to win the series? No. But the next series, it's going to be the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. That one's I'm 50-50 on that one. I'm 50-50 on that one. I don't know who's going to win that series.
That's what I've liked, is that there's some different names in it this year.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you want to know who's not in there? Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. I don't have a team.
That's why I said Golden State Warriors, because it's Draymond.
I don't know, but do you guys have an NBA team that you root for? Because I don't.
I don't watch the NBA.
Atlanta Hawks.
I just like people, like players. Like I do like Steph Curry. I'm not a Warriors fan by any means. I like Luka, I like Jokic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm stuck with the Atlanta Hawks. But speaking of the Hawks, it's getting to the off season. It's going to get to the point where it's going to come down to, are they going to trade Trae Young? Are they going to trade Dejounte Murray? Me personally, I would trade Murray. I would keep Trae Young. But what you look for, you need guys that can play defense. Because 36 and 46 does not cut it. But somehow they made it into the play-in. Whatever. But you need guys that can play defense. And I think the Hawks can be a really good team if you had defense. You still have Trae Young if you keep him. But if you go with Trae Young, DeAndre Murray, also a very good shooter. You just need defense. That's it. That's literally it. And then maybe you can get back to where you were a few years ago when you went to the Eastern Conference Finals, or semis when you got knocked out by Milwaukee. I think that's what the Hawks need. They need defense. And I think either Murray or Trae Young, with the value they have, you can get that. For sure.
I think it's just going to get to the point where Trae Young wants to – I'm not hating on the Hawks, but I think it's going to get to the point where he wants to go to not a super team to say, but with other people that he can thrive with more and have a better chance.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is LeBron's son going into the draft?
Can he?
Maybe.
I don't know. But if
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he should.
I mean,
this year.
Not this year. I was gonna say if it's either this year or next year, it's getting to the point, because remember, everybody needs to keep in mind, it's getting to that point. And people need to remember, LeBron James said he wants to play with his son, and he will go wherever he has to go to play. So if you draft his son, you're also going to get LeBron. So
Bryce James is better, in my opinion.
What'd you say?
Bryce James, the younger son, he's better. He's a beast.
But real quick, we'll go through the NBA if there's any NBA news. Well, looks like we don't have any. Nice. As I have so many tabs open up, it's like it's not even funny.
Oh yeah, same.
Here, Alex, how well do you know boxing? Well, if it's like a top headliner, like two boxers, like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Boxing?
Yeah.
I can talk about it a little bit.
Well, it's gonna be like quick. Like, who do you think's? Because it seems like Mike Tyson is the underdog going in against Jake Paul. So, what are we thinking here?
I hope Mike Tyson knocks Jake Paul's head off.
Boxing.
It's being sanctioned as an official fight. This fight will go on both of their records.
I don't know, man. I think boxing is just.
Also, did you guys watch the Devin Haney-Garcia fight?
I've heard about it. I heard about it.
Fantastic fight. Devin Haney was a warrior in that fight. Did you hear about Garcia won, but he tested positive for
Yeah.
PEDs?
Yeah, I remember because Alex and I were. Yeah, we were talking about it. And I was like, Garcia got caught and whatever. But
It was weird because he came into the ring. He didn't look muscular necessarily. He just looked way bigger. Not to mention, he also didn't make weight, so he cannot actually officially get the title as champion.
But if I had to choose, I'm gonna go with the safe pick, and I'm gonna go with. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go with Jake Paul.
No. Literally, Jake Paul has only fought Tommy Fury. That is the only legitimate person he has fought.
Yeah.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
He's not going to run with Mike Tyson.
That's
I don't
fair.
care that he's 58 years old. He is not Mike Tyson.
No.
We'll see. I just think boxing is just a joke, honestly.
8-round fight, 2-minute rounds. Yeah, it's pretty.
It's a joke. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna take what the betting, because I'm gonna be real. I don't know boxing that well, but I'm gonna go with as we say on this show, Alex. I'm gonna go with the committee that is doing these Vegas odds, and I'm gonna go with Jake Paul. But
watch a lot of martial arts, I guess you could say. I'm definitely I have to go with Tyson. I'll never root against. I will never say somebody's gonna beat Mike Tyson.
No, that's fair. But also, because there's no wrestling news, I gotta say, this is funny joke. So, everybody knows my opinion on CM Punk, but he got trapped in WWE headquarters, and he's took Instagram videos, and he's just literally just roaming around the headquarters. He went up to an Undertaker.
That's actually kind of funny.
He literally went up to the Undertaker statue and ball tapped it. and then he found the old WrestleMania 30 what the matches were supposed to be before he left. And let's just say it's a good thing he left, because that card looked like it was ass. And Daniel Bryan was not going to get his moment at WrestleMania 30 if Punk would have.
Daniel Bryan's still wrestling.
Bryan Danielson in AEW.
Or Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, in AEW. But I'm trying to see. Is there any?
Went up against Will Ospreay.
Dude, greatest match of all time. Greatest match of all time. I don't care.
Unreal.
But I'm trying to see. Is there any college football news? Because I have that tab up.
I haven't seen any.
I know there's something with either Pitt football or basketball. I need to take a look. No, I don't see anything.
So I haven't heard too much about the college sports.
Y'all know Pat Narduzzi almost makes $4 million a year.
No, people don't understand. He's one of the higher paid NFL college football coaches.
Yeah.
At
there you go.
Pitt,
Actually, there's a piece of news we can talk about. Kirby Smart recently got a 10-year, $130 million contract extension from the Georgia Bulldogs.
That's crazy. It's not crazy because they're good, but it's crazy because that's a lot of money for college.
That's saving money right there. 10 years, 130, plus incentives.
Yeah, crazy.
But yeah. So I figured, Alex, we end with the NHL playoffs and get the Pirates out of the way. But no, you'll be this. You want to hear? This is actually kind of a funny story. So you want to hear this first part. So
before
tonight,
I stop paying attention until you guys are done.
Tonight, just don't look at your phone. Don't make it obvious that you're looking at your phone.
No, I'm just gonna make sure I have everything pulled up for NHL.
But so tonight they play the Angels, which I am not taking the Angels lightly, knowing how the offense has been going recently.
Can't take it lightly at all when it comes to us.
But starting at third base tonight, the husband of Vanessa Hudgens, former first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Cole Tucker. But hold on, the guy that is on the mound tonight for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Mitch Keller. They were buddies. And look what I have. Look what I found today. My signed ball from Mitch Keller and Cole Tucker when they were in Double-A. I also, this was a foul ball I caught from that game too, and I got it signed. I don't know where my picture. I don't know why I didn't get a picture with Mitch Keller, but I did get a picture with Cole Tucker. But Cole Tucker, one of the coolest dudes ever, by the way. Such a chill dude. But that's tonight. Also, the Mets designated for assignment Max Kranick, who's like 26, 28. He just came off Tommy John. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Some pitching depth would be nice. Go for it. But hitting is the issue right now, and I stand by. Also, Alex, remind me after the Pirates, we can talk about the critical eye for like a little bit because we did obviously go back on critical eye. But one of the questions I answered on the critical eye was who would you trade on the Pirates to if they continue to struggle? At first, I was thinking Nick Gonzalez because he's killing it in AAA and whatever, but you need bats. You cannot trade any bats right now at all unless they are totally trash. So I went with Martin Perez because with the movement he has and the type of style of pitching he has, that is good enough, in my opinion, to get some value and get some hitting. So I stand by that pick. Dom did go with David Bednar.
I'm not even joking. I was just gonna say, what about Bednar?
So looking at the home right now, the Pirates are sitting at 16 and 19. So
can we talk about that for like 10 seconds at least? We don't have to say words about it. What you just said, how are they 16 and 19? Like, where did that even come from? That's so classic.
They're the battling Buccos.
Battling for last place with the Cardinals.
That's what I'm saying. Let's start off the best we have done since 2013 and actually give each other hope and our fans, and then just completely. I'm not going to say the word.
The thing is, the NL Central is not good.
Okay. Wait, yeah. Can we talk about the fact that the Brewers are 7-7 at home, but they're 13-6 on the road?
Yeah,
that makes zero sense whatsoever.
Like, you can't play your own stadium with your own fans, but you can play against you. That doesn't.
What?
That's just crazy.
There's another team I just saw the other day too, and I just started laughing.
It's wild.
Yeah,
but
that's insane.
Stupid.
So
the Nationals are like that too. They're freaking 6-9 at home and 11-8 on the road.
Nice.
That might have been who it was.
Okay. Paul Skeens did he did give up some runs the other day, but
that was bound to happen.
But it was gonna happen eventually. You still need to call him up right now. Stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's human.
So you can see my eyes. I'm gonna use my EVP control. I'll put it back on after. But I want everybody to look in my eyes right now that are watching this. And by some chance, I know nobody from the Pirates are watching it, but I'm just gonna say this right now. Stop waiting for Livy Dunn to get out of college and call up Paul Skeens right now.
Please.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. But the Pirates, if you put the pieces together, they can win.
That needs to be the thumbnail.
So stop.
Needs to be it.
My head's too big, so no. Caden, speaking of the thumbnail, Caden, you gotta take a clear picture of yourself so we can put your face on the thumbnail.
I will, but I feel like that was kind of like that was a good. People are gonna click on that.
Whatever. But yes. So the first thing I see, Tim Kirchin said, what Paul Skeens is doing in AAA is a joke. Yeah, I agree. He needs to be up. O'Neal Cruz a day ago had a 2-run homer, leading the Pirates to a 5-3 victory against the Rockies.
Jack Sawinski
hitting that. By the way, Jared Jones, once again, one hitter, stud, the Pirates' best pitcher right now. And yet it was 0-0 going into the ninth. What the hell?
I was gonna say, even coming into this podcast.
Like
I was gonna say like coaching, like I'm gonna blame it on coaching, but you have to sit down and realize they're grown men that have been playing baseball for over 20 years. Like at
yeah,
some point you
exactly.
gotta.
And okay, do I believe a lot of this blame goes on Andy Haynes? Of course. But my dad made a good point yesterday. And Caden, you just pretty much said it too. They're still not hitting. They're still not hitting.
They are grown men playing professional baseball. The coach cannot go out there and play the game for you.
Exactly. Do I think Andy Haynes should be fired? Absolutely. Absolutely. But from what I was told, for some reason, he's untouchable. I don't get it, but I don't care.
We need to bring back Clint Hurdle.
Stop. But it's ridiculous. It's just this team is just ridiculous. At least they're getting Alex. At least while we were still at school, they were getting the slump, like starting the slump, and not waiting until we were back on Zoom, like last year.
No, that's true.
Because that was just crazy. But yeah, Bailey Falter's Linsanity run was over. By the way, it's over. But oh yeah, Cal Quadrillo. How do you let him pitch well? He's so bad. I don't get it. Also, did we talk about them getting? I don't think we did. How do you get swept by the A's?
Great question.
How do you get swept by the A's? The Oakland Athletics. Yes, I know they are not the worst team in the majors right now. It is the Chicago White Sox. But still, the Athletics are so, I almost said it, bad.
Yeah, sadly in July when I go to Chicago for a week for my internship, I get to go to a White Sox game and a Cubs game, so
that's gonna be fun. Now you're gonna have fun. Wrigley Field, I would love to go to Wrigley Field.
I've never it's been on my list, so I will get to knock that one off.
I've been to Chase Field. I've been to Petco Park. I've been to the Milwaukee Field, and obviously PNC Park.
Citizens Bank is cool.
That's sick. But yeah. So looking at the matchups, Mitch Keller, I believe Tyler Anderson, former Bucco. That is tonight, and then for at least the Pirates side of things, Quinn Priester will be going on tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, Martin Perez, then Jared Jones against Chicago on Friday, against Jamison Tyone, Bailey Falter, and then back to Mitch Keller against Chicago. Also looking at the schedule, speaking of, in July they're in Chicago against the White Sox, so they'll probably get swept there.
I'm going to the games against the Brewers.
Which by the way, Henry Davis did get sent down to get at bats, so that's good.
Yeah.
Now, Caden, I'm gonna ask you this: do you think maybe he was just too focused on his defense, which he needed help? He just didn't really worry about the offense as much as he did going into the season?
I think that, and I think not even just him, just anybody. Like it's just a lot to think about. Baseball was almost all mental. It's hard. It's not easy. I think it just I think it's as simple as that. Is that baseball is hard. You get in slumps when you're that young, and you get in a slump, you're gonna get sent down.
Oh, for sure.
Just like what's his name that just came up for the Orioles? Jackson Holiday.
Oh, he was terrible.
He sucks.
But yeah, looking at what you could do to change the Pirates right now. So obviously the rotation is Mitch Keller, Martin Perez, Jared Jones, Bailey Falter, Quinn Priester. I'm totally fine with Yasmani Grandal and Joey Bart being the catchers for now. Roddy Tellez needs to go. Just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. So yeah,
I will be right back. Give me 1 second.
That's pretty much what I got. That's pretty much what I got on the Pirates anyway. So it's NHL time, baby. Let's go. How about them Bruins?
All right. We'll do a quick should we BS until Lotzi gets back so we can let him get in on this, or should I just
let's talk about the critical eye.
Oh yeah, while he's gone, yeah.
So crazy once again. It was so funny. You should have saw Dom, but when we were in the waiting room, dude was tweaked.
His boots.
Did you just?
It was great though. It's great always to see Isaac.
You know what? I'm leaving that S-bomb in. I don't care. You can barely hear yourself anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, just crazy. So funny story.
Like closer to me.
It's a kind of funny story, at least from my point of view. So he called us over while we were waiting. He was going through talking about the stuff before, and then he just started going. Actually, no, he pretty much just started going, and I was just like, I guess we're starting. Here we go.
Yeah, he didn't really. He just kind of started. Just kind of went.
He just kind of started. It was fun. It was kind of funny, but yeah, the reason why it's not online and you guys can't see it is because he used national footage for it, so we will get copyrighted by Major League Baseball and the NFL big time if we use it. Pat McAfee even gets copyrighted by the NFL, so that's what that. There you go.
Yeah.
That's as much as we can do. But
yeah, big time no to use the national footage.
Big time no. But real quick, Tom Brady. First of all, and here's the thing. I will gladly go to the penalty box to say this joke. So my favorite, one of the first clips I saw was Bill Belichick was talking to Drew Bledsoe, and he benched him again for Brady, and he's like, "It's not your time." It's like, "But it's not your time, Brady. You're in." And Bledsoe goes, "Are you f***ing kidding me? Not again."
I love that. I love that clip so much.
Anyway, I'll be back in 2.
All right, so Mike's in the penalty box for 2 minutes. That means we might as well roll with this NHL stuff. I will quickly fly through the first round recap of the NHL playoffs, and then we'll talk a little bit about round 2, which is pretty much just starting up now. So, first of all, start off Eastern Conference. Number 1 out of the Metro versus the second wild card. Rangers versus Capitals. Rangers 1-4. Ovechkin didn't score a point. Exactly what I like to see. Number 2 Hurricanes versus number 3 Isles out of the Metro again. Carolina wins in 5. I don't have home or away for these games, so I'm not sure which one it is, but that's all right. And then over into the Atlantic Conference, the Florida Panthers at number 1 playing the first wild card team in the Tampa Bay Lightning. Panthers win that in 5 after a strange 6-3 loss in Game 4, but that's all right. They put it up. And then, per usual, 2 and 3 out of the Atlantic. Boston and Toronto played a Game 7 after Boston started with a, I believe, they started with a 3-1 series lead, and then the Leafs brought it to Game 7, which the Bruins won off of a David Pastrnak goal in Game 7, 2-1 at home in overtime. That goal was just it's just most ridiculous timing of all time. We can talk about that in a minute. But scooting over to the Western Conference now. Number 1, Dallas Stars versus the second wildcard team in the Vegas Golden Knights. This series also went to 7. The Dallas Stars won 2-1, I believe, at home last night, sending the Vegas Golden Knights home in round 1. Number 2 versus number 3, Winnipeg Jets versus the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche take it in 5, winning 4 straight after losing the opening game of the series 7-6. Number 1 Canucks versus the first wildcard team, the Predators. The Canucks won in 6. Sealing it up with a 1-0 victory to finish the series is crazy. That's wow. Oilers versus the Kings. Number 2 Oilers versus the number 3 Los Angeles Kings. Oilers won in 5. So that is the first round recap. Shout out to the Kings for making the playoffs. That doesn't really happen. Moving over to the second round real quick. Let me actually I will stay on this page and do this. So, second round in the Eastern Conference. Number 1 New York Rangers versus number 2 Carolina Hurricanes. And then number 1 Florida Panthers versus number 2 Boston Bruins, which means that the Florida Panthers are in perfect place to send the Boston Bruins home 2 years in a row. That first game is tonight at 8 p.m. That is Monday, May 6th. And then in the Rangers-Hurricanes series, the Rangers and the Hurricanes played last night, and the Rangers won the first game. That's series 4-3. Western Conference, number 1 Dallas versus number 3 Colorado. First game is Tuesday, May 7th, 9:30 p.m. And then the other series, number 1 Vancouver versus number 2 Edmonton. That first game is Wednesday, May 8th, 10 p.m. So that is the NHL playoff recap from round 1 and the preview looking into round 2. So,
how did the just because I'm not a big hockey guy, but how did the Penn season end?
I'll tell you.
Were they close to making the? Because last time I heard or checked a while ago, they were in the playoffs or something, but I never heard how that story. I never heard how that story ended.
So they were in the playoffs. They beat the Rangers 5-2, Devils 6-3.
I think their last game was it the Islanders?
Their last game was the Islanders, and they lost 5-4 on the road. Other big ones they lost. They lost to the Maple Leafs in overtime 3-2, and they also lost to the Bruins 6-4 in that stretch. And the Pens ended up finishing 3 points out of the playoffs.
That's what I'm doing.
They ended up finishing 3 points outside of the playoffs, which sucks because if they could have just held off Toronto and Boston or New York was the big one. I'm pretty sure if they won that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they fell 3 points short of the playoffs, finished 38, 32, and 12. So tough. That's really. I mean, yeah, there was let's see, who ended up being the President's Cup winner this year? Oh, the Rangers was the President's Cup winner. We'll see if a President's Cup winner finally wins the Stanley Cup in the same season. It has never happened before.
Never.
Not once since the best team in the NHL won the Stanley Cup. Shout out to Dom and Coach Plug for that little fact. But yeah. Go Panthers. I hate the Bruins. Send them home. The Panthers are also my second team. So.
Is there? All right. We are. Wow. 41 minutes, and all I got to do is send it to the quarterback because I don't even think I said it in the beginning of the show. Right. Coming up next is the quarterback demonstration with Matt Carlisle and Bo Swartz.
Yep.
Funny thing with that. While they were warming up, I was sitting on the bench. I was literally just observing the nukes they were throwing. I was just
back and forth,
just dimes. Like it was crazy. But yeah. So next week we'll see what happens. Summer we kind of just take it day by day.
Yeah, pretty much.
By the looks of it, it's probably going to be we are going to record it at night on Mondays. If not, then at night on Tuesdays, or early on Wednesdays. That's basically our time frame there. Or unless Dom flat out cannot do it, then we'll just do it. Alex and I will just do it like during the day on one of those days. I'm sure this is not the last time Caden will be on this summer because we never know.
I was thinking at the beginning of the episode, Caden's kind of been like Mr. Reliable when it comes to guests. I feel like he's probably the one that we end up getting on the show the most often.
Well, it's either
my fifth time now, I think.
Counting Burrow. Yeah, it's either Caden or Bryce.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So wait a minute. I need to look at the calendar. Oh yeah, and oh no. Next Saturday, at least for recording.
Oh yeah, it's Tailgate.
Right. So I can say this right now. I mean, we don't know who is going to be on it, but the stupid idea we have for this time is we are going to have at least like 10 people on it all at the same time.
You should just be saying we don't know how many people are going to be on.
At this point, we don't know how many people are going to be on. But as of right now, the plan is obviously Alex, myself, Dom, Joe, even if he likes it or not.
Yeah.
Seems like Haley is. I think Haley is a go. Spiegs is a maybe, and Jill is a maybe as well. Depends on what's going on next week with everybody. We're gonna ask a few more people. We're gonna try to get possibly Kaylee, Bailey. We should get. Who should we get? Sorry, Caden. This is Edinboro.
Yeah, those Borough people. That's fact.
Who should we get?
I could try and get AJ on.
Ooh, maybe. But he's not Edinboro though. We just literally just said.
Is it just Borough people?
I'm thinking just Borough people.
Oh, okay. Then fine. Yeah, I was gonna
say. Then if that idea bombs, then we'll go. We'll
I will say if you want to make it real big, we can get. I can get at least 3 or 4.
We'll see. We'll keep in touch, but as of right now, it is the normal 4 with Tailgate, and then for maybes, Spiegs, and Joe Ball, as of right now, and also Haley. So we're gonna take it over to the quarterback video with Matt Carlisle and Bo Swartz. So Alex, send it.
Gotta get piece of paper. I hate doing it from here. Good night, America.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tailgate Talks. Probably going to be on the first Zoom show. I would hope so. But today, I got Matt Carlisle and Bo Swartz from the Edinboro football team, both quarterbacks on the team, and we're going to discuss their techniques of throwing, mechanics, drills that could help them with being a quarterback, and we'll go for there. Guys, thanks for doing this. This is good. And yeah, I guess we can get started. So whoever wants to go first, doesn't matter.
I can go if you want.
All right. All right. So Joe, follow me. As Joe is behind the camera for this. So Matt, so we discussed some things beforehand and everything. And it was brought to my attention that you guys pretty much have different techniques and motions when you're throwing. So I guess we could just start with like what are some drills that help you get like the certain techniques down to just throw it?
Well, for me, I don't know. Really, just you want a great foundation starting out before you start any drills. So like big things and doing all the drills are just making sure you have a really just a good base and having weight on your back heel. And then when it comes to any drill, it's just making sure you're keeping your weight back, your weight underneath you. And one of my favorite drills is probably just like drop and escape, where we just take a 3-step drop, and then we have either Bo or Isaac either slide up here and then we'll reverse out, or they'll go around us, like a DN would be rushing upfield, so then we'll kind of cut underneath and then go out and throw on the run. But that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, I'll just come right to you there. Same question for you. For what are some drills that you like to do to help with the techniques when you're throwing?
Mainly just throwing routes on air, stuff like that. Just getting reps and just throwing the ball always helps the most for me. I think just live receivers reacting to things, have receivers change a different direction, have them run a route, and then not tell you, so you have to adjust on the fly, just make the throw.
Yeah, it definitely seems like, in any sport, drills they're key to help you in whatever position you're playing, whether it's quarterback or whatever. So Matt, I guess we'll start with you, throwing wise.
Sure.
So, and then we'll go to Bo, and then just go from there.
Okay. Just technique and stuff?
Yeah, technique. So,
Alright.
So Joe, follow me. We'll go. You can just stand right here, and then just have Matt take it away with his techniques.
All right. Well, for me, as I was kind of saying with the base, I have a wider base. I have long legs, so I have a bit of a wider base, a little bit outside of both my shoulders, and I keep all my weight back on my back heel. And to prevent weight from going on my front foot, I just have a little bit of weight on my toe instead of having my full foot down. So that just keeps my weight back. And then from here, with every throw, I have the ball in this position. This is ranged throughout my time of playing quarterback, but I like to have it usually right here, right in the middle of the sternum. And from here, I do what's called a load. And some quarterbacks, they go straight here and they have this arm here, they have it here, but I like mine just straight out. It just, that's what feels best for me. And so with every throw, I get to this position, and throughout every throw, I try to make this as smooth as possible, and just the full delivery. So I'm just gonna throw one to put everything together. So that's just one, but that's kind of my, throwing, technique, philosophy, you could call it. So that's about it, really.
Yeah, and the reason why I figured this was a good idea, and it's basically when we ask the advice question during Athlete Spotlight, is that you don't know who's watching, and then if future recruits come into Edinboro and they want to see what do past quarterbacks do here, and then maybe they can apply that to their game, and then it can help them in the future from years to come.
Yep.
Yeah. So So yeah, so we'll switch to here, Joe. We'll switch to bow now. Same thing. We'll just have you take it away.
Similar to Matt with the base, I like to go like shoulder width, be like here, ball in your pec pocket, be light on your feet, not fully flat on your heels, have them up a little bit so you can bounce, move around in the pocket, stuff like that. Throwing motion wise, just up, and then I go through when I step, bring everything through. Gonna have to change arm angle certain ways so every throw motion is not the same. So here, like I'd step, I have a defender here, I'd have it out here or up there, wherever I need to go. All together, just step up and then through. That's it.
Yeah, and I'll say this again. It seems like all you guys have a different motion when throwing, and I think that's a good thing, honestly. That's a good thing. Changes it up if you want to, do whatever. But yeah. But now, what's your guys' technique? And you guys can answer at the same time. But what's your guys' like technique, and what helps you practice staying on balance when you have to move out of the pocket?
I think Bo brought up a great point of staying just like light on your feet. I know that's something I definitely have to work on more, but just staying bouncy in the pocket. Just not letting your feet get like planted in the ground, I'd say.
A lot of reaction stuff, like drills like that, where you're constantly moving, then throw on the clap or something. Someone claps, you have to adjust, be ready to throw on time, and not be out of your base or stuck with your feet in the mud.
Yeah. Now I think I asked you guys this before we started and everything, and we'll add this since we're wrapping this up here pretty soon. In a game, Bo, what's the farthest throw you've made in terms of yards?
In a game, probably around 55, 60 yards in game.
In game, I was in one in JUCO where I actually got the opportunity to throw a Hail Mary before half. So I threw it as far as I could in the game, and I threw it like 60 yards, but I threw it like out of the, I didn't make it, like, it was out of the back of the end zone, which wasn't good, but it was like the farthest I could throw.
Wow, that's crazy. But now I actually just popped up in my head just now. What are some good things to do after the game to just rest your arm and everything? I think I have an idea of what you guys are gonna say, but we'll just add this in. What do you guys usually do to rest your arms after games when the game's done?
For me, one, just taking a break off throwing the whole week, and then just stretches. Like I have a whole list of stretches I do that stretch my back, stretch my shoulder. Bands are great. So.
Same with him, different arm stretches, just relaxing, taking a day off, just get your arm back, ice a lot, a little bit of heat maybe, depends how the arm's feeling.
Yeah, I figured ice and heat had to come up eventually. But yeah, so
ice now, heat later.
Yes, Joe. But all right, last thing. I told you this was coming.
Oh god.
Ladies and gentlemen, we started the blindside question when we interviewed Kaylee L'Oreal. So somebody got off easy. So Matt, and we'll interview Bo when we come back for the fall. So you got some time to prepare. Dom won't be too happy about it, but again, just to make sure, make everything clear, you can do your research for this question. We are not stopping you. So Matt.
Yeah.
Favorite Edinboro football player?
Yeah, I'm not picking who I would usually pick.
Gosh.
Just as a football player?
Teammate, current.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot. That's bad. I'm going to try to pick someone I don't go to class with every day. Or
Smart.
I don't hang out
That's
with.
smart. That's smart.
Because then it would be, yeah.
You can also apologize to your teammates like Dom did after.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Big Huss. I gotta go with Big Huss, man. Yeah. I don't know. I can't. Like again, like how Dom said. I'm sorry. There's no. You can't pick one.
Well, I mean,
there's so many guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say the amount of people that are on the team. It's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I hang out with Ant all the time. Dom's in all my classes. Gabe's in one of my classes, but I have to go with Gabe, I guess. You should ask him too right now, because it would be harder for him.
We're saving it.
No, please ask, please. Yes, yes, he has a good group. Come on, it's a better question for Bo. It would be.
They're gonna be pissed off.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hear about it.
How about
It's up to you.
How about this? All right, best of one. Rock, paper, scissors between you two. If you win, you can wait until the fall. If he wins, you have to do it right now.
So you don't want to do it right now?
Not really.
All right. Oh.
All right, Bo. Favorite Edinboro football player.
Crap. Maybe we should go outside of the group.
I think I'm gonna do that too. If I pick one of the offensive guys, I know Gavin Teague are gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, Nolf loves this question.
Oh, I bet he does.
He loves it.
Mm-hmm.
This is rough.
And cut and fade to black. I stole that.
This is hard. I'm gonna go with Jay Fresh.
There we go.
Nice.
Can't
That's
complain.
Good. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, they
He's on
can't.
defense. He's not on offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody
That's
watching?
a favorite.
Yep. There you go. They love all their teammates. Just to clarify that now. No fights. We're not trying to start any beefs. Just put that there now. But guys, thanks for doing this. This was fun. I'm sure we'll get you in the studio in the fall for Athlete Spotlight.